The NBA All-Star Game was hosted in Los Angeles this year. Later on, there will be some Soccer World Cup matches that are also held in LA, and in 2028, it'll be the home of the Summer Olympics. So a huge few years for the City of Angels, and not to even mention the Dodgers are the defending champions. But in my mind, when someone mentions sports in LA, my first thought is always the Los Angeles Clippers. Just kidding. It's always the Los Angeles Lakers. Air Jordan 4 Lakers, aka Lake Show, aka Imperial Purple. Now this shoe was dropping on March 7th for $220, and it did actually already release at select retailers in LA during NBA All-Star Weekend, but it's having a wider release on sneakers. And speaking of sneakers, I complained about sneakers description a lot, like on the Jordan 1 Low Chinese New Year shoe. It didn't even mention like Lunar New Year. The descriptions on sneakers is hot garbage and hot trash. So for this one, it is this line right here. This edition pays homage to those moments and quintessential Jordan colors. As far as I know, Michael Jordan never suited up for the Lakers. He only played for the Bulls and Wizards. Wizards never went with this color scheme. Are they referring to Michael B. Jordan? I don't know. Now you might argue that just like the Jordan 1 Brotherhood, where it was actually paying tribute to the, what's the fraternity name? Omega, Sci-Fi, whatever it is. Michael Jordan was in a fraternity in college, and this was the colors like this purple and yellow colorway. But I doubt it. I really doubt it. I feel like if they were going for that, they would have probably at least mentioned that. It just seems like a copy and paste job gone bad. But let's put that aside. And first impressions of the shoe. I love it. It's just a very nice looking colorway. I am not a Lakers fan. I'm a Knicks fan till I die. I do love Kobe Bryant. Think he's probably just in his prime was just top 3 most fun players to watch. All the skills, like perimeter game, perfect. Low post, perfect. He had better like footwork in the post than a ton of centers back then. Definitely now, but back then, insane. So I love Kobe Bryant, but not so much the Lakers, but I cannot deny this, even though it's loud, it is definitely delicious. Also, some people might be reminded of the Travis Scott samples, slightly different shade of purple, and it had the red Nike Air on the booty. Out of the two, honestly, it's close. Now in terms of the box, the Michael Jordan face box is back. This began in like the 2000s, can't quite remember which year, but that was when I was like growing up, peak like teenager vibes. It's not exactly like identical 1-to-1, and there's actually no like wording on the side of the box, but it is back. Inside, just pretty regular Jordan 4 paper. And the materials on the shoe, it is entirely nubuck, and right out the box, you can feel the nubuck is delicious. They clearly wanted this to be a special colorway, a special release, because this nubuck just feels really nice to the touch. It is decently thick as well, so it's not super thin. I do love that. Now, one thing to note with nubuck, it can get very dusty or you can scuff it. Dust can get on these quite easily, but not as like obvious as like black nubuck. And of course, you will get the usual Jordan 4 wings as well as that knitting. Wings here, pretty general setup. That is just like that rubber material. Sometimes they'll change that up to like suede or leather. This time they do not. Now, one thing that I don't really love about the colorway here, it is this kind of grayish color on the eyelets there. I wish they would have just kept that black or even purple, kept it more monochromatic. Don't really love the hints of gray, but it is what it is. And then moving up the tongue, you will see just that black netting on the bottom, and then at the very top, Jumpman flight tag. And again, the flight concept did originate on the Jordan 4s, but then right behind the tongue, you'll get that upside down Air Jordan tag. And the reason why they do this is because back in the day, people would wear their tongues like flipped out. So Jordan Brand anticipated that, so they made it upside down. When people flipped up the tongues, it would be the right side up. Now, people dispute it, but you are wrong. There are pictures of MJ doing it with the Jordan 6, not necessarily the Jordan 4, but photos back then were very hard to get. But there have been many people in my comments as well that have verified back in the day, people did wear the tongues. Some people, not all, like that. Like it was a trend. in certain parts of the country. Now moving around to the booty of the shoe, another way you'll know that Jordan Brand sees this as a special release is they gave this non-OG colorway the OG treatment. So they have the Nike Air branded booty tab. A general rule, if it's non-OG colorway, it'll come with Jumpman branding. Only special releases or like special collaborations or OG colorways will get the Nike Air treatment. And just like the white cement, you actually see those speckles on the Nike Air branding itself. And that seems to come in like a kind of yellowish tinge. Now I do know a lot of people have been complaining about the shade of yellow on modern day Lakers jerseys. Back in the day, like classic Lakers, it was more gold, but this does seem to be slightly more like mustard yellow. So just keep that in mind. Now, sometimes these booty tabs can come pretty stiff and it'll dig into people's Achilles. A lot of people complained. Recently, they've come much more flexible. Bread Reimagined definitely had this more springy type of booty tab. Not like as flexible as the SBs. Those were meant for skateboarding, but still pretty soft. So here, let's do a kind of unscientific stiffness test. Honestly, it feels pretty similar to me. Now this shoe doesn't come with any extra laces, black laces out of the box. For $220, you only get one option. If I had a choice, maybe the yellow would go pretty nice, a bit of a louder look, but you get one choice. And then in terms of the cushioning here, does just come with a polyurethane midsole with a Nike Air unit, visible one of course on the heel as well as on the forefoot. Now the midsole here, it is a little bit kind of sail, not too much where it looks like pee stains, but it's definitely not like pearly white. I'm not sure how it shows in the video, but there's a tinge, just a slight tinge of yellow there. I think white would have looked better. And if they were gonna go like sail or yellow, just make it like the yellow on the Jumpman on the tongue or other parts of the shoe. I just don't know what's happening here. Now in terms of the outsole, you get the usual Jordan 4 herringbone outsole and the Nike branding on the cutout here. Again, this is how you know Jordan Brand sees this as a special release. Only special collaborations or OG colorways gets Nike here. Non-OG releases is the Jumpman branding. And in terms of the insole, just this yellow gold insole, and it is just a dream style insole, not quite special enough to get a polyurethane insole. And moving on to sizing and comfort, I am a wide and flat footer for Jordan 4s. I usually just stick true to size for modern day Jordan 4s. Back in the day, like, ooh, it's nearly like 5 to 10 years ago now. Time is flying by, but there was a point where they would make the Jordan 4 mold like a bit too small. So a lot of people complained about pinky toes getting strangled, even people that don't have wide feet. For me, I had to go up half a size for quite a few, like the last 2 or 3 years. I do feel like they have fixed that. So true to size fits pretty well on these. Overall comfort wise, Jordan 4s never known to be very comfortable, but surprisingly, I think underfoot, right out of the box, it didn't feel too bad. Like usually some 4s can come super stiff, just like so firm, like you're kind of walking on a table. This actually felt okay. Still nothing spectacular, but it's better than I expected. Do have to caution, a shoe from 1989. It is a pretty heavy shoe. If you don't like heavy shoes, stay away from the Jordan 4. You don't deserve to look this good. And that brings the total sole score of the Jordan 4 Lakers Imperial Purple to 30 out of 40. A pretty good score compared to other general releases. Now, first, it is colorway. Put the fandom and stuff aside. I'm not a Lakers fan. I'll drop it for now. In a vacuum, on a shelf. I think these look great. It might be a little bit bold and loud, but I happen to really like monochromatic one color or majority one color shoes. That's not just like white or black or gray, because most people are used to that. When it's like red or purple or burnt orange, I just tend to like it, even if I can't really pull it off that well. Just on a shelf, I think it looks delicious. And in terms of the materials, definitely can tell Jordan Brand spent some extra effort on these, because the nubuck here feels really good. And in terms of the comfort, surprisingly actually a decently comfortable Jordan 4 out of the box. Doesn't feel as stiff and boxy as like the Midnight Navy Jordan 4s. That is my most recent example I can think of, where I put my feet in, it just felt like I was going to break my soul, because that was stiff as a... It was stiff. And in terms of the versatility, Jordan 4s, obviously one of the most wearable sneakers that's ever existed. And the wearability of the colorway though, it is a bit out there. If you wear this, people will probably assume you're like big into the Lakers, but even if you're not, it is very bold. All purple shoes are not exactly the most versatile kind of colors, so it takes a special type of person to pull these off. I'm not saying that's me, but if it's you, good for you. I don't think it's the most versatile shoe, like objectively. And today's throwback of the day, it is the Kobe 5 Lakers home and away. So of course, Kobe Bryant was still playing back then. You got two pairs, two colorways, both very Lakers inspired. And with the Lower Merion Kobe 5 Protros returning this year, I would not be surprised if these colorways also come back. There was also that 5-time champion Protro Kobe 5 from 2020, but that just didn't look quite the same. I do hope that these come back, and my preferred colorway out of these two is probably the one with the black. As a black sneaker lover, this is delicious, and I happen to think the Kobe 5s fit my fat feet pretty well, which is rare for a Kobe shoe. Usually they're very slender. Kobe 5s are a bit of an exception, so definitely looking forward to these being Protroed and brought back, unless they already have and I somehow do not remember. Even though I have this jersey, I'm wearing this jersey, I am not a Lakers fan. My fandom with the Lakers is limited to Kobe Bryant. And even with that in mind, I still cannot deny just how good this shoe looks. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Sole Inclined. Let me know what you think of the Air Jordan 4 Lakers, aka Imperial Purple, aka Lake Show. Like, subscribe, comment, all the good stuff. And remember, tomorrow may never come, so wear your shoes